This is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
It is a good morning. I'm Brianna Berman Solo. It is Wednesday. It's almost 6 o'clock and we are starting off on this very early morning with a few snow flurries. If you love snow, head up to the mountains, plenty of it there. But we get dry conditions here in the valleys today.
Yes, it's nice. But then, of course, there is a little bit more rain coming.
You're smart. You're clever. There is always something coming. So let's take a look right now at what's happening. The satellite and radar picture showing you that for the most part, we're seeing either snow or a wintry mix right now, confined to the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Again, that's because this system is riding right along the edge of the mountains. Tri-Cities, mostly cloudy, mostly dry, should stay that way. This is the third morning in a row where we've seen snow accumulating just enough to create ice the farther west you go, so plan to watch for that. Mostly cloudy and cold right now, but dry in Walla Walla and Pendleton. As you're headed out the door, remember, it's still technically still winter, even though we're starting to see those signs of spring. It is well below freezing right now in the Tri-Cities. If you plan to be outside this morning, you need gloves, you need hats. If you're outside for longer than 10 minutes, you will feel that chill instantly. A little bit warmer, but again, we're watching for snow farther west, ice, possibility for everyone. Yellow light forecast this morning. Even if you don't see snow when you head out the door, we'll feel the effects of that. Then sunshine returning by the end of the day, if not by tomorrow. Clear and cold tonight. Green light forecast for the evening drive on this Wednesday. We'll talk about the changes Jill was hinting to for the weekend. First, though, we'll get back to today's top stories. Jill?
A Yakima homeless shelter is taking action against the Washington Supreme Court, saying a recently changed law is preventing them from hiring new employees. We hear from the Yakima Union Gospel Mission and the response from the Washington State Attorney General.
We just want to be able to keep doing what we've been doing for 86 years, almost 87 years. To do that, we need to be able to hire people that share our religious outlook.
The Yakima Union Gospel Mission CEO Mike Johnson says they're struggling to fill crucial positions. They used to be able to exclusively hire people who align with their values, meaning Christian, and not a part of the LGBTQ community.
The issue here is the fact that Washington Supreme Court recently really gutted the state's religious employer exemption. That's the part of the law which allows them to hire like-minded individuals.
Ryan Tucker with the Alliance Defending Freedom says this has led to an influx of applicants threatening the mission.
They recently received an application for an open IT position, and the applicant said on the form itself that the Bible was false and that religion was indoctrination. And, clearly a Christian mission shouldn't be forced to hire individuals who don't believe in the Bible. But under Washington's interpretation of its non-discrimination law, would have to.
It's a similar situation that Seattle Pacific University faced last year when students organized a sit-in in response to a board of trustees banning employees from engaging in same-sex sexual activity. A federal judge dismissed the university's attempt to block a discrimination investigation. The Attorney General's office says they're not currently investigating the Yakima Union Gospel Mission, adding, quote, "I can only assume that this anti-LGBTQ+ law firm is desperate for any way to push its extreme theories in court, and they'll be seeking an early dismissal." Johnson says they just want to keep helping anyone who needs it.
This is a really severe environment for organizations like ours, and we need some help. We're scared to death of what's coming down the pipe for us.
By forcing the mission to hire people that don't share its beliefs, the state of Washington really undermines the great work that the mission is doing. It threatens its very existence and certainly violates the Constitution of the United States.
We'll be keeping a close watch on this story to see how the complaint plays out in court. A death at the Spokane Tribe Casino's construction site. Casino managers say one worker died in an accident yesterday morning after part of the casino collapsed. Swinnerton, the contractor for this project, made a statement calling this a formwork collapse. Formwork is the mold in which concrete is poured and left to dry until it's hardened. The company says it's unclear what caused the incident and that it's too early to speculate. Swinnerton says its management and safety teams are working with investigators on site. The project site will remain closed through at least today. One man who was in the parking lot when the accident happened described what sounded like a large explosion. When asked if something fell, police and the casino's general manager could not say.
We want to reiterate with the tribe, we want to keep the family in our thoughts and prayers, and all the construction workers. We're trying to provide services as needed for mental health professionals and health and human services as well to ensure their care and the family's care as well.
A team was sent out to notify the family of the person who died. We have new information this morning on a shooting in Pasco that sent a teenage boy to the hospital. This happened about a block away from a Pasco Rite Aid, which is where the 14-year-old boy was found with gunshot wounds. Several agencies responded and started to look for the shooter. Police now say they have identified a suspect, but no arrests have been made yet.
Officers who were on scene established containment and began a search of the area. They were unable to locate the suspect at that time. Detectives responded to process the scene of the incident, which occurred at 22 and Henry. The suspect has been identified. His identity will not be released at this time.
Police say the boy was transported to a local hospital, received emergency treatment, and is expected to recover. Sergeant Groom with the Pasco Police Department says it's likely the first aid the teenager received from bystanders that helped him recover so quickly. The debate whether cannabis shops will be allowed within city limits has been going on for months. However, it wasn't that topic that brought along heated words between council members and those in attendance. It was about the fact that this subject has had a resolution, which was taken back just weeks later. Many people are in agreement. This discussion has gone on long enough.
These attacks on our mayor and our council are ridiculous. I mean this sincerely.
It wasn't the dividing topic of cannabis retail that brought division between community members and elected officials. It was that the city had actually voted on the topic back in January, but in February the vote was rescinded, citing they needed more time to talk about it.
Yes, the intention was to open it up for further discussion, just to get clarification again on the route that we were taking this into.
So this idea that somehow there's a backroom deal between that, no ordinance was going to be passed that evening. All we did was we took back our direction to staff to prepare an ordinance.
Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond says he wants the council to tell the truth when it comes to why the vote was rescinded.
At the last minute, at dark 30 at night, Madam Mayor, you all of a sudden were confused and wanted to withdraw your vote, even though your community member asked you and agreed with you with the decision that was made. I would suggest that you consider what you've done and what how you're representing your community by withdrawing your vote, acting confused, because there was nothing confusing about it.
Some council members have expressed they were surprised when the vote was taken back.
When we amended that, I was very blindsided, but after further clarification, after the fact, realizing, as Mayor Pro Tem Maloney pointed out, that the likelihood of this going to resolution and failing is not an effective use of our time.
And many are tired of talking about the discussion that never seems to find a resolution.
I mean, it seemed like this just never goes away. I thought we had an agreement, but it did fall through, so.
And frankly, I'm also sick and tired of still talking about it because it doesn't personally affect me.
The council ultimately decided not to give an answer on retail cannabis at Monday evening's council meeting, but came up with two next steps.
I think this sounds like a good compromise because I think everyone's going to leave here unhappy. These attacks on our mayor and our council.
After all of this discussion, we don't have an answer as to whether Pasco will get a cannabis retailer or not. That decision will be made potentially at the next council meeting on March 20th. Then they'll decide if they should send the decision to the people in an advisory vote in an upcoming election, or if that's not approved, they'll cast their vote on the matter of retail cannabis. Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Well, as you head out the door this morning, in the Tri-Cities especially, it is much colder than we have been all week. The one spot we're in the 20s right now, where it's a little bit warmer in the 30s. Still cold. Everyone needs warm jackets, warm hats, and gloves today, and get out the ice scrapers briefly before sunshine returns this afternoon.
Plus, the Washington Department of Ecology is looking to the people of Yakima to help them get to the bottom of whether or not a nearby landfill is contaminating the air.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
The goal at High Point Kitchen and Bath is to offer high-quality products, a large selection, and a personal touch. That's hard to find these days. Whether you're replacing a kitchen faucet or designing your dream bathroom, High Point offers the latest styles in bath and kitchen design from leading manufacturers like Kohler, Moen, and Brizo. Before you start that next project, meet with one of our showroom consultants to see the many styles and features available in today's fixtures. We are always excited to help create a space you'll love.
Hey, are we gonna fit? There we go.
At American Family Insurance, we're here to carefully protect your dreams.
All right, open your eyes. Welcome home.
All right, we'll see you later. Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
Stan, who is that? Okay, Roy, I went to the basement, found a weird portal, went through, found myself in a prehistoric valley, talked to a couple dinos, told them about Triple Play. They wanted to check it out. Here we are. Wow!
Hi, Roy.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, like bowling, Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park, and a brand new zip line ride, all attached to a cozy hotel.
She'll leave whenever we're ready.
I'm ready. With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
The Washington Department of Ecology is investigating a Yakima landfill they're concerned may be contaminating the air. Cap KVU's Emily Goodell tells us ecology officials want your input on their investigation.
Anderson Landfill has been operating since the 1990s, but in 2019 it was bought by DTG Recycle. It's got a permit to handle different types of construction waste.
Over the last few years, people living near the landfill have raised some concerns about potential issues, including smells or plumes of what look like might be steam or smoke.
Washington Department of Ecology officials say the air sampling results from DTG Recycle are concerning.
Basically, those air samples reveal that there were unsafe levels of chemicals that have been used in solvents and other products that we suspect may not have been permitted to be allowed into that landfill.
Ecology says those chemicals are a health risk.
That's why they're causing concern to us, because these could be unsafe. People living nearby smelling odors may be at risk.
They've entered into an agreed order with DTG Recycle, allowing them to investigate.
And this investigation will give us the data to ensure that if there is cleanup, then we can develop a cleanup plan with DTG Recycle and the Yakima Health District and make sure that we address anything that may put public health at risk.
Cap KVU reached out to DTG Recycle, which provided a statement saying they're working with Ecology, the Health District, and the Yakima Regional Clean Air Agency to resolve an isolated location within the historic fill area of the Anderson Limited Purpose Landfill. DTG is engaged in the agreed order process implemented through Ecology and will continue to address the issue until it is resolved. DTG Recycle remains committed to the environmentally responsible management of solid waste. Ecology officials say the next step is getting public feedback from the landfill's neighbors and community members about its investigation.
We are trying to protect the environment that people live in, and that's why it's so important that these same people are the ones giving us that feedback.
In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Cap KVU, Local News.
You can submit comments on Ecology's website until the end of the month or go to their online public meeting over Zoom on March 15th. Coming up, a Yakima bookstore that's been around for 30 years is closing its doors unless the current owners are able to find a buyer. And Chief Meteorologist Brianna Solo will return with a look at your First Alert forecast.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
There will always be bumps in the road. But we got guts, America. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way.
Get 0% for 36 months plus $2,000 on a qualifying trade for an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
Watch Thursday at 9 on ABC and Cat KVUE, sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health, providing compassionate, high-quality care for over 75 years.
Have you had those moments where you jolt awake?
It just happened, what? Next live, Idris Elba. Plus March 13th, it's Live's After Oscar Show.
Today at 9 on Cat KVUE.
This newscast sponsored by the Working Family Tax Credit. Now, Cap KVUE First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo.
Checking on the Blue Bridge camera, this is from WashDOT at US 395, and currently the time is 6:06. I'm blind. I can't read the little small clock right next to me, but the big picture here is that the sun is going to start to come out soon during the 6 a.m. hour. Our days have been getting ever so slightly longer as we inch closer to the start of spring later this month. The Legend Skycam network camera showing you that although the sun is starting to come out, it's very cloudy in the Tri-Cities. We've got frosty conditions. Temperatures are well below freezing this morning, and we're seeing snowfall where it is technically a little bit warmer to the west, snow falling as a wintry mix that could freeze as instantly as the snow hits the ground. So plan accordingly. A little bit of a different picture for everyone, basically splitting the radar map in two here. To the west, we have snow falling and temperatures that are just above freezing. So if those temperatures drop within the next hour or so, they could down below freezing. You will see ice, even if you didn't see snow falling earlier this morning. To the east, it's been dry but cold in the Tri-Cities, Walla Walla and Pendleton. And when temperatures get this cold, we could see ice form from the moisture in the air freezing as well as when it hits the ground. So again, two different stories. Everyone is looking for the same weather event this morning. Ice out on the roads. It's a yellow light forecast this morning. Sunshine returns this afternoon. It will be chilly, but the drive should be easy as you're headed home from school or work today. And whatever you have planned, the sunshine will be returning and sticking around through the end of the week before big changes come Thursday night. 50 degrees Hanford, 50 degrees your forecast high in the Tri-Cities. Again, it's not a warm day. It's a dry afternoon though, 49 degrees in Walla Walla, and signs that changes are to come. We have daylight saving time starting this weekend. Don't forget to set your clocks forward 1 hour on Sunday. We have spring showers making a quick appearance here. Not snow. This is rain on Friday. It's still chilly. Keep your jacket all week long. You'll need an umbrella on Friday, and then we see spring showers on Monday and Tuesday, one of the last few days of winter there, but getting close to 60 degrees. That's when we'll feel a warm up in the Tri-Cities next week. Even though it's cooler next week than the Tri-Cities in Yakima and Ellensburg, Kittitas Valley next week, you'll still feel the difference. It is warming up once we get past the Sunday forecast. And so looking at changes ahead, today plan for ice for the morning drive, sunshine by the afternoon hours. Jill?
Encore Books has been operating in Yakima for 30 years, but now it's going out of business. Cap KVUE's Emily Goodell tells us they only have a month or two left unless someone else decides to buy it and keep it open.
Encore Books is on its third set of owners, and the current owner says after years of running it essentially by himself, it's just getting to be too much. That's why they're looking for new owners to buy the place. Because they're going out of business, they are not currently accepting books to trade in, but if you've traded in books and have credits available, you can still use those. The owner says he's hoping that someone will buy the bookstore and that it will continue to operate, but that it's been difficult to manage on his own, and with inflation, it's just too expensive.
I'm definitely appreciative of everybody
that has come in over the years. You know, they are what has allowed us to stay here for as long as we have. You know, and we just love doing this. It's just time to not do it anymore.
They're not sure exactly when they'll be closing at this point, but they're hoping to stay open at least through the end of March or April. Reporting in Yakima, Emily Goodell, Cap KVUE, local news.
When we return on Good Morning Northwest, as the Fed plans to raise interest rates repeatedly in the future, one U.S. senator claims that decision isn't in the best interest of the American people.
It's Markdown Madness now at Mattress Depot USA.
Get slam dunk savings of up to 60% off.
Beat the buzzer, these prices won't last long.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Does your property look like this? With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. They have the expert support you can trust. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration. We'll be there when you need us.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
Situated in the heart of Washington wine country, the Prosser House by John Gray is a place you won't want to miss. John's international culinary training brings amazing cuisine to the table. Treat yourself and someone special to a meal you won't soon forget. We'll see you at the Prosser House.
Wait, hold up. DQ put fries and onion rings in a chicken strip basket? Did you know this? Oh, of course you did. It's sitting right in front of you. Sorry. I mean, you got fries and onion rings together. Is this for real?
Hey, baby, wait.
Oh, yep. That just got really real. Grab a chicken strip and fry rings basket.
Okay, just one. Just one.
DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Where's the most mouth-watering pizza and best salad bar in town? Well, Hubby's Pizza, of course. And with the lunch special starting as low as $10.49 for a 2-topping Pee-wee pizza and a medium drink, why go anywhere else? Delicious, mouth-watering food with only the freshest ingredients. It's lunchtime and I'm going to Hubby's Pizza, a hometown favorite for nearly 45 years.
Water damage comes from anywhere. With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. With the best restoration experts for water damage, you can trust us as your premier restoration partner. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration.
An affordable, adjustable bed from Mattress Depot USA will help you sleep better.
And help alleviate aches and pains, sleep apnea, and snoring.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Celebrate the Oscars this Sunday on Cap KVUE.
Time right now is 6:22, and these are not live images, but they are images that were taken just minutes ago. We start right now with one from Snoqualmie Pass. Roads are bare if you plan to head over the Cascades. Now, if we take a look right now at the valley locations, and this includes the Blue Bridge, the Tri-Cities, mostly cloudy skies, the sun's starting to come out, but you may run into areas of ice and even snow, depending on where you go. More details on that coming up in the next 15 minutes. Jill?
It's about to get more expensive to borrow cash. That's because the Fed is promising steeper interest rate hikes, and one senator is especially unhappy about it. Here's ABC's Liz Nagy.
Verbal fireworks on Capitol Hill as Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell faced off with Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Chair Powell, you are gambling with people's lives.
Powell said the central bank is now prepared to raise interest rates higher and more frequently than expected as it tries to get inflation under control, even if that means job losses.
The process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go and is likely to be bumpy.
Warren argues there are other ways to fight inflation, like addressing supply chain issues and cracking down on price gouging. She says under the Fed's plan, millions of Americans will lose jobs.
If you could speak directly to the 2 million hardworking people who have decent jobs today, who you're planning to get fired over the next year, what would you say to them?
Inflation is extremely high and it's hurting the working people of this country badly, all of them, not just 2 million of them, but all of them are suffering under high inflation, and we are taking the only measures we have to bring inflation down.
Senator Warren also argued the Fed's moves could trigger a recession.
Since the end of World War II, there have been 12 times in which the unemployment rate has increased by 1 percentage point within 1 year. Exactly what you're aiming to do right now. How many times did the economy fail to fall into a recession after doing that? Out of 12 times.
I think the number is 0.
That's exactly right.
Chairman Powell noted even if the unemployment rate were to rise a full point, it would still be among the lowest unemployment rates in 75 years. Coming up next, 2 of the 4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico are dead, with the Mexican authorities saying it could have been a case of mistaken identity.
If you've been seriously injured, some insurance companies are quick to offer a settlement in their best interest. Hire a law firm that will work hard for you. For over 30 years, Allen Brecky Law Offices has been representing accident and injury victims.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good, you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
We protect your house.
We're doing it!
And your car.
We need to keep our energy up. I want to take me to Funky Town.
Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Spectrum presents The Download with Clarissa.
Everyone is talking about Spectrum One. Matt, give us the download.
Clarissa, people are switching because Spectrum is offering seamless connectivity with Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile.
That's the future of connectivity. That's Spectrum One.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Call 1-833-883-4999.
What's unique about Spectrum Internet?
Spectrum Internet has the most consistent download speeds and no data caps.
How secure is the Wi-Fi?
The advanced Wi-Fi comes with enhanced privacy and security features that block online threats.
Why is Spectrum Mobile the fastest growing mobile provider?
Spectrum Mobile is super reliable and it includes 5G nationwide.
Plus unlimited calls, texts, and
data.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Call 1-833-883-4999.
Call now or visit a Spectrum store today.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
If you've been seriously injured, some insurance companies are quick to offer a settlement in their best interest. Hire a law firm that will work hard for you. For over 30 years, Allen Brecky Law Offices has been representing accident and injury victims.
E.T. followed by Extra tonight at 7 on Cap KVUE.
2 of the 4 Americans who were kidnapped at gunpoint in Mexico are dead, and Mexican authorities are claiming it was a case of mistaken identity. And Fox News is in the crosshairs of the United States Congress. Politicians from both parties claim the news station downplayed the events of January 6th.
And we have a look outside right now. What a beautiful sunrise. We are seeing the oranges light up the hills right now, and the clouds will part for everyone. Sunshine returning today. It's chilly outside. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
From Cap KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Brianna Berman Solo. Happy Wednesday. It's a great day to be alive, and I think it's because the sun is out. I just start
It always
smiling
feels
more.
better with the sun out. That's why I'm a little bit sad that we're going to be springing forward.
I know. And I try so hard I love every season, but winter is just holding on. I'm ready for spring. So let's take a look. We get a little bit of everything today. It feels like winter right now. Temperatures are below freezing in the Tri-Cities, Connell, and just around freezing in Walla Walla and Yakima. So everyone will be seeing the potential for ice and cold conditions this morning. Cold conditions are here, but the potential for snow only over the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. A light dusting for the third morning in a row to the west will create more potential for ice. And I'm bringing up the 7-day forecast now just to show you the proof that we have changes every day this week. Even though it feels quiet today, we'll see more clouds tomorrow, then we have showers on Friday. We'll talk about this, break this down more coming up, but a sign that spring is here before we know it. We'll have more on that coming up. Jill?
This morning, Mexican authorities say they've made at least one arrest after 4 Americans were kidnapped in Mexico. 2 of the victims are now back in the U.S., the other 2 found dead. We now know the likely reason the group was targeted as they crossed the border for cosmetic surgery. ABC's Lindsay Watts is in Washington with the latest.
This morning, the 2 Americans who survived a kidnapping in Mexico are back in the U.S., arriving in a convoy of ambulances, SUVs, and military trucks. A 3-day search for them ending at this shack outside of Matamoros, Mexico. Officials say it's where they found the 2 who were killed and 2 survivors. A mother of 5, Latavia Tay McGee, was found alive, according to her mother.
I had to hold them all. I was thanking the Lord. I said, thank you, Jesus, that there is a God.
She says her daughter has no major injuries, telling us earlier that she had urged her not to travel to Mexico for cosmetic surgery. Also rescued, Eric James Williams. His wife says he was shot 3 times in the legs and is hospitalized in Texas.
I didn't even want to imagine what he was going through or, what any of them were going through.
The brutal kidnapping was caught on camera. The 4 traveled from South Carolina on Friday, and when they crossed into Matamoros, gunmen chased them, opening fire on their white minivan. The other 2 members of the group, Shaheed Woodard and Zindell Brown, were killed during the attack. Mexican officials say this was a case of mistaken identity. A source close to the investigation tells ABC News that investigators believe the gunmen may have targeted the vehicle because they wrongly believed the group of Americans were rival human traffickers.
We will continue to work closely with the Mexican government to ensure justice is done in this case.
The city where this happened is right across the border from Brownsville, Texas. It's an area plagued by drug cartel violence, and the State Department has issued its highest level do not travel warning. A wider range of chemicals have been discovered in the contaminated waterways near the site of the Ohio train derailment. Researchers from Purdue University sampled water from 2 contaminated creeks in East Palestine after February 3rd's derailment. They say they identified more contaminants than reported by the state's Environmental Protection Agency, including one chemical that's a byproduct of burning that can cause coughing and shortness of breath. The team's findings have been sent in a letter to the U.S. Senate Committee on the Environment and Public Works. The committee is holding a hearing on the train derailment Thursday. New backlash this morning after Fox News showed new video of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Many Republicans are now slamming the report, accusing host Tucker Carlson of deceiving his audience. It comes amid new evidence in a $1 billion lawsuit against Fox. Here's ABC's Lindsay Watts with the latest.
I think it's bull.
This morning, bipartisan outrage at Fox News host Tucker Carlson after he claimed surveillance video from the January 6th riot proves the attack was mostly peaceful chaos.
These were not insurrectionists. They were sightseers.
Lawmakers accuse Carlson of downplaying the attack, including Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, who held up a letter from the Capitol Police yesterday, criticizing Carlson for cherry-picking calmer moments from the riot.
It was a mistake, in my view, for Fox News to depict this in a way that's completely at variance with what our chief law enforcement official here at the Capitol thinks.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who gave Carlson exclusive access to the surveillance video, says he did it for transparency and has no regrets.
Each person come up with their own conclusion.
Carlson also aired new video of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who died from a series of strokes after being assaulted. According to Carlson, the video shows Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was attacked.
Apparently in good health after he was supposedly killed.
The Sicknick family blasted Fox, saying, "Every time the pain of that day seems to have ebbed a bit, organizations like Fox rip our wounds wide open again, and we are frankly sick of it." This all comes as thousands of pages of internal text messages and emails are being released as part of a defamation lawsuit filed by Dominion Voting Systems against the network. In an email 15 days after the January 6th attack, Chairman Rupert Murdoch wrote, "Maybe Sean and Laura went too far," referring to hosts Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham, who echoed Trump's claims of election fraud. And according to the documents, 2 months after the election, Carlson sent a message to his producer about how badly he wanted to stop covering Trump, saying that he, quote, hates Trump passionately.
And back to the January 6th video, Carlson pointed out Capitol Police walked some protesters into the building during the riot, but security experts say that may have been a strategy by police to calm the crowd. Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
Well, we have clouds to start, a few on the Legend Skycam Network camera. It's chilly. Sunshine returns this afternoon, and we'll talk about spring showers on the way in your extended forecast.
Plus, today is International Women's Day. When we come back, join us as we celebrate the wonderful women in our life.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Steps to a brighter future with Merit Resource Services.
When you are in need of substance abuse disorder treatment and your burdens are too much to bear alone, Merit will help. Our experienced and certified staff offers support recovery for all in need by providing access to quality assessment, education, integrated treatment services, and co-occurring services for substance abuse and behavioral health needs. Merit Resource Services, where we believe in recovery for all.
Join us for the Active for Life Senior Prom March 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Uptown Theater in Richland. There will be dinner, games, a photo booth, live music, and of course dancing. Grab your favorite senior, put on your best Roaring 20s outfit, and dance the night away. We'll see you there.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Make an experience this weekend to Vapiano. Relax in the country, experience the wine, and share in the joy. Vapiano awaits you and your friends. Make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estate and Winery. Slow down, enjoy the journey.
When great food meets delivery, people just smile. Taste and See Deli in Yakima offers delicious catering that's home cooked like family. And whether you need a dozen box lunches or 100 breakfast burritos, we've got you covered. Give us a call or stop by. Taste and See Deli.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Get ready to go to bed with friends.
I'm down with that.
Something exploding!
Before turning out the lights, go to bed with friends tonight at 11:05 on Cap KVU.
Have you had those moments where you jolt awake?
It just happened, what? Next live, Idris Elba. Plus March 13th, it's Live's After Oscar Show.
Today at 9 on Cap KVU.
I hope my microphone was not on just before the break, because I said for International Women's Day, all I want is just like a big tub of chocolate by myself with no kids around that I can just enjoy. That's what I want for Women's Day. So I just want to let you know, if anyone heard that, that's what I was talking about. What do you want for International Women's Day? How do you want to celebrate, Jill?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
You don't have to. It's your day. Just go home and take a nap. Okay, let's get back to the news. Take it away, Jill.
As Brianna mentioned, we're talking about International Women's Day, and it's a day to celebrate the achievement of women and support action against gender inequality.
And that's right. And it's equality for everyone, really. You can mark the day by taking part in March for Women's Equal Rights, or participate in a related fundraiser, festival, lecture, or seminar, and then use the hashtag to post that to social media, International Women's Day.
You can keep celebrating for the rest of the month, as it's also National Women's History Month. And in honor of Women's History Month and International Women's Day, Mattel made these Barbies to honor the Wojcicki sisters, who the company calls STEM trailblazers.
That's right. Okay, Susan Wojcicki, a former YouTube CEO, was the 16th employee ever to join Google in the earliest days, back when Google didn't exist, if you remember that. Ann Wojcicki is the CEO of the at-home DNA testing company 23andMe, and their other sister, Janet, is a professor of pediatrics and epidemiology at the University of California in San Francisco. So just 3 role models all in one family.
Intelligent women, incredibly. These one-of-a-kind dolls aren't for sale. Mattel plans on gifting them to the Wojcickis. So that's how I want to celebrate International Women's Day. I want a Barbie.
What is the conversation like in their household? Did they talk about...
It would probably all go over my head,
They
quite
probably
honestly.
eat chocolate and take naps. Those are the secrets that we're discovering. And if you're headed out the door right now, if you don't get to take a nap yet, we are seeing a few areas of ice. I'll get you ready for the Wednesday morning drive in just 2 minutes.
What's with the hat?
It's nothing.
You look like a park ranger from a cartoon, boo-boo.
You think the hat looks bad?
It's like something you'd wear in Indiana. Jones in the Temple of Bad Hats.
Next ET, our Pink exclusive.
Back in the world.
Talking new music, new tour, and putting daughter Willow to work. Plus, we're with the cast of Ted Lasso's Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Cap KVO.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Welcome to the Village Bistro. We're happy you're here. I wanted to share with you some of the things we have on our menu. One of my favorite things is our lemon ricotta pancakes, topped with blueberries and powdered sugar and butter, and oh my, they are so delicious. You gotta try our 4-cheese mac and cheese or burgers. Some say they're the best in town. We love to get to know each customer that comes in, and we want you to feel like family when you're with us.
We know vaccines, immunizations, and boosters save lives. They nearly eradicated polio, protected our infants from chickenpox and measles, and kept our kids safe from whooping cough and meningitis. The best way to keep your family safe from these viruses is to stay informed about when to get vaccinated. If you have questions about vaccinations, like COVID-19 or the flu, talk with your healthcare provider today. Learn more at askyourprovider.org.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. Get 0 for 36 plus 3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT, only at your local Ford dealer.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Now, KapKView First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo.
Here's a look right now at mostly cloudy skies from the Legend Skycam Network camera. If you're just joining us, this is a quiet look right now in the Tri-Cities. Everyone has a little bit of a different weather picture today, and we're splitting it right down the middle. So again, dry, quiet, and very cold. You need a jacket this morning. You'll need to keep it all day long. And this morning in the Tri-Cities, where temperatures are in the 20s, our wind chills may be closer to the teens over the next couple of hours. This is the coldest part of the day. We'll see the temperatures drop to right around 22 degrees. So you need the gloves. If you're outdoors any longer than 10 minutes this morning, you'll need the gloves, hats, cover the extremities in Connell, Moses Lake. So it's dry to the east, Walla Walla, Dayton, Pendleton, a little bit warmer, but also dry. You need the jackets and the gloves here today. Now, where it is warmer to the west, we're seeing snow falling, and it's falling as a wintry mix in Yakima and Ellensburg. So plan on ice. This is where we're seeing the best chance of ice this morning, even though it's cold enough for icy road conditions to the east. We're seeing that added moisture here with light flurries, very light flurries. You may not even see the snow fall by the time you head out the door in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys, but you'll notice the ice out on the roads. So it's a yellow light forecast. Use caution this morning. Then we see the sunshine return for everyone across the Northwest this afternoon. 45 degrees in Yakima. It's still chilly. You still need your jacket. You just won't need the warm hats, the warm gloves by the afternoon hours. 50 degrees in the Tri-Cities. We'll see a high of 49 degrees in Walla Walla. And spending time on the 7-day forecast here. Again, a lot of changes coming up as we transition between winter and spring. Technically on the calendar towards the third week of March this year. I'm not going to put a hard deadline on it though, because we get a little taste of winter and a little taste of spring every single day, every single hour for the week ahead. So looking at flurries on this Wednesday morning, again, dry this afternoon. Overnight will be in the 30s. It's cold, but above freezing Thursday night in the Tri-Cities, so rain on the way. Mostly just rain, no snow on Friday. We warm up, sunshine for the weekend, and then 60 degrees. That's going to feel warm. 59 degrees, close to 60 degrees Monday and Tuesday. We'll see spring showers, but it's rain, not snow, and temperatures stay above freezing overnight. We feel the tastes of winter and spring here in Yakima as well. We don't get quite as warm next week, but there will be a warm-up. Showers on the way. On daylight saving time, that begins Sunday morning. Don't forget, we'll see technical. I'm going to, again, Jill, I want to throw hard lines out the window and just say we're going to feel spring and winter, but changes are on the horizon and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Winter is still here though this morning. Watch for that ice. Jill?
Time may soon be running out for TikTok, at least in the U.S. A dozen Republican and Democratic senators have joined forces with a proposal that could pose a threat to the future of the popular social media platform in the United States. John Lawrence reports.
TikTok may soon be taken out.
What I can tell you is that we have certainly made clear some of our national security concerns with respect to the TikTok application, which is why it's not authorized for use on government devices.
A bipartisan group of 12 senators have unveiled legislation Tuesday that boosts President Joe Biden's ability to place a nationwide ban on TikTok.
When it comes to platforms and products owned by foreign adversaries like the CCP, there is next to no transparency for users about where their data is being stored and what the information is being used for.
The proposed law, called Restricting the Emergence of Security Threats That Risk Information and Communications Technology Act, doesn't specifically name-check TikTok, but it would give the U.S. more powers, like a ban, against foreign software deemed a national security risk by the Commerce Department.
I'm really proud to support this legislation and join my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to do something which is necessary, overdue, and critical to get passed as soon as possible.
TikTok spokeswoman Brooke Oberwetter issued a statement that says a possible U.S. ban would have a, quote, considerable negative impact on the free speech rights of millions of Americans. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
TikTok's CEO is scheduled to testify at a House Energy and Commerce Committee later this month, according to a spokesperson for the committee. I'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast, but first a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, saved by an NFL hero.
It was the right place at the right time.
Minnesota Vikings receiver KJ Osborne making the play of his life.
Touchdown,
KJ Osborne! Saving a life on a Texas highway.
I look off to my right and there's a car that has crashed and it's on fire and it's under a bridge. It hit a pillar and the airbags were out.
Osborne was in an Uber when they came upon a fiery wreck under a bridge in Austin. The 25-year-old, who's played 3 NFL seasons, running out of the car with his driver, finding a man trapped inside his burning car.
His car could explode. It's a man's life. His car is burning. I want to go up and help.
And this morning, KJ Osborne is telling his story to GMA.
God is real. And, I'm just happy, we were able to save this man's life.
And we'll have much more on this heroic rescue coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
There's a different way to treat HIV. It's every other month injectable Cabenuva. For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only complete long-acting HIV treatment you can get every other month.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider every other month.
It's one less thing to think about while traveling.
HIV pills aren't on my mind. A quick change in my plans is no big deal.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or if you're taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
Every other month, and I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about every other month Cabenuva.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:51. We're going to get to Brianna's local forecast in a moment, but first a look at this morning's top stories. Casino managers in Spokane say one worker died in an accident yesterday morning after part of the casino collapsed. In a statement, the contractor for the project calling this a formwork collapse. The company said it's unclear what caused the incident and that it's too early to speculate. The project site will remain closed through at least today. One man who was in the parking lot when the accident happened described what sounded like a large explosion. When asked if something fell, police and the casino's general manager could not say.
We want to reiterate with the tribe, we want to keep the family in our thoughts and prayers, and all the construction workers. We're trying to provide services as needed for mental health professionals and health and human services as well to ensure their care and the family's care as well.
A team was sent out to notify the family of the person who died. A Yakima shelter is taking legal action asking the Washington State Supreme Court to protect its right to hire employees who align with the organization's values. Legal representation for the Union Gospel Mission says for years it's been able to exclusively hire people who align with their Christian values, including individuals who are not a part of the LGBTQ community. But the Washington State Supreme Court recently changed that exemption for religious organizations like Union Gospel Mission.
We've had to take down a couple of positions. We've gotten some really hostile applications from folks that don't understand our religious rights and don't understand our religious identity. This is a really severe environment for organizations like ours, and we need some help. We're scared to death of what's coming down the pipe for us.
We asked the Attorney General's office about this matter. They said they're not investigating Yakima Union Gospel Mission and, quote, I can only assume that this anti-LGBTQ plus law firm is desperate for any way to push its extreme theories in court, end quote. Over the weekend, Richland police posted a warning on social media saying they've gotten so many complaints about reckless driving and street racing that they've assigned extra officers to the problem. But this isn't just a local issue. Illegal street racing and other stunts have gotten so bad across the state that lawmakers are now looking at harsher punishments for people caught participating. The mayor of one Seattle suburb says the setups are getting more elaborate.
Cars will block off portions of the intersection, and then they're doing burnouts and donuts in the middle of the intersection, and it's extremely dangerous.
Traditional enforcement and arrests aren't making an impact, and how we have to transition and come up with new strategies.
We know street racing is already illegal, so now lawmakers are focusing on consequences. Senate Bill 5606 says if you're arrested for illegal racing, your car could be impounded for 3 days. If you're convicted of a second offense, the courts could take your car away. This proposal has passed the Senate ahead of today's deadline and is now up for debate in the State House. The Washington Department of Ecology is investigating a Yakima landfill it's concerned may be contaminating the air. Ecology says neighbors have reported odors and plumes of steam or smoke coming from the Anderson landfill for years, and recent air sampling by the company that owns the landfill, DTG Recycle, shows unsafe levels of chemicals. Ecology says it's looking at potential contamination and has an agreement with DTG to allow it to get more data.
That will help us figure out, how contamination got into those places, and from there we can make more definitive conclusions or statements about what might be going wrong.
Ecology is asking for your feedback on its investigation online on the Ecology website by March 30th or by attending a virtual Zoom meeting from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on March 15th. Flames destroyed a popular stop for travel in the Columbia River Gorge. The Sherman County Sheriff's Office posted these images to its Facebook page. The fire tore through a gas station in Biggs Junction, Oregon. If it sounds familiar, it's a spot off I-84 along the Columbia River where travelers and truckers often stop. It lies between the Dalles and Boardman, Oregon, near the World War I Stonehenge Memorial. The agency says the first call came in early yesterday morning of thick smoke coming from a dryer. The Oregon State Fire Marshal's office will investigate. And we have new information on a shooting in Pasco that sent a teenage boy to the hospital. This happened about a block away from a Pasco Rite Aid, which is where the 14-year-old boy was found with gunshot wounds. Several agencies responded and started to look for the shooter. Police now say they have identified a suspect, but no arrests have been made yet.
Officers who were on scene established containment and began a search of the area. They were unable to locate the suspect at that time. Detectives responded to process the scene of the incident, which occurred at 22 and Henry. The suspect has been identified. His identity will not be released at this time.
Police say the boy was transported to a local hospital, received emergency treatment, and is expected to recover. Sergeant Groom with the Pasco Police Department says it's likely the first aid the teenager received from bystanders that helped him recover so quickly.
And we take one final look this morning at the Legends Skycam Network camera. It's a cloudy start to the day, but we're already, just in the past 30 minutes of looking at this camera at 6:30, now getting closer to 7 a.m., we're already starting to see a few sun breaks. This is a sign that for the third day in a row, clouds have been forming from overnight. Some of them forming snow once again to the west, so watch for snow or ice here, and we'll see the clouds. You can already see the clouds on the satellite as well, starting to clear from south to north in the Tri-Cities and Walla Walla. That means more sunshine today. It's still a cold day. You'll need jackets, gloves, hats this morning. Cover the extremities if you're outside. It's very cold to start. Then we'll see just warm jacket weather. You don't need the gloves by even 12 o'clock today. This afternoon, 45 degrees in Yakima, 50 degrees. Again, chilly but dry in the Tri-Cities, and we'll see a taste of spring returning by the end of the week. Walla Walla, 49 degrees today, warming up with showers, rain, not snow on Friday. Then we've got some sunshine returning on Saturday and spring showers with the temperatures to match, close to 60 degrees. That's going to feel warm next week, and we'll see sunshine return before we know it. Don't forget to set your clocks forward 1 hour on Sunday. Your cell phones will probably remember for you. Mostly cloudy, flurries this morning, sunshine this afternoon in Yakima, showers on Friday, and warming up with rain to start off next week. Jill, on this beautiful Wednesday morning, I'll send it back over to you.
Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Northwest. GMA is next. Cap KVUE Local News is back tonight at 5, and you can find the latest at yaktrynews.com. Have a great morning.